All these three cover the Atma. Atma has several covers or sheets, and with understanding, we should remove these one by one. The physical body is necessary for our daily life. It is called Ayatanam, meaning home. It is a place for all our experiences, and it supports our life. Even then, it is necessary to separate Atman from the physical body. The psychic body or the subtle body is another upadhi which can be understood with the dream example. Here, the physical body rests and the subtle body continues to work. The causal body is the third one and is the most difficult one to separate from the Atma. In the 13th shloka, it is said that the subtle body is the inner instrument through which we get all our experiences. The subtle body is a combination of the 5 pranas plus the mind, mana, plus the intellect, the buddhi, and the dasha indriyas, the 10 sense organs. This is formed from the subtle elements of the 5 bhutas. Experiences happen mainly in the mind. If the body is hurt, pain is felt by the mind. If the mind is sedated and knocked off, we will not feel pain, even though the actual situation is still the same. So it is essential to develop positive thinking so that we can convert our negative mindset into a positive mindset. Prana is the one that keeps the body and mind healthy. The prana, along with the mind, helps to carry out all the physiological functions like respiration, circulation, excretion, digestion, etc. This subtle body also has to be separated from the Atma, since this is also an upadhi. Once we do this, the Atma shines by itself. We identify ourselves with this body and we think that I am a human being. I am limited because it is an upadhi. Identifying ourselves with the upadhi, we think that we are limited. This happens because we do not know what our essential nature is. We do not know the Atma, the self. This non-apprehension causes misapprehension. Coming to the 14th shloka, the causal body is discussed, and this is constituted by avidya, meaning ignorance. Avidya has no beginning and no end. So, anadi avidya, or beginningless ignorance. It is anirvachya, meaning it cannot be described, it cannot be explained. This avidya upadhi is so intimately connected with the Atma, and it is very difficult to separate it. It can be separated only with the knowledge of the self, Atma Jnanam. We should understand that these upadhi trayam are other than the Atma. Now, let us hear from Swamiji. Namaste. Something happened?
Swamiji is not, I don't know. I'll ask him.
Shrutismritipurananamalayam karunalayam नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। तपोपि क्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्ष्योऽयम् आत्मबोधोऽभिधीयते। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। ओम नमो नारायणाय। We have completed 3 shariras: Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. These 3 shariras in different levels covers Atma, and identification with these shariras. Atma is separated, or rather we can say is one with each sharira in each experience. For gross experience, Atma with gross body, and subtle experiences, psychic experiences, Atma with Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira, which we experience in our deep sleep state. Now, the same subject is continued in 15th shloka. All the 5 koshas, pancha kosha. I think we have chanted the shloka, but again we will chant, because in last class there was some disturbance. Panchakoshadi yogena
Panchakoshadi
Annamaya eva sthitaha Shuddhatmanila vastradi yogena spatiko yatha. So we already know this 5 koshas: Pancha kosha, Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha and Anandamaya kosha. So these pancha koshas, again Atma is known with these koshas. We can say personality sheets or personality layers. By the identification with these 5 koshas, we call the Atma as Sthula Sharira Annamaya. I am the eater, I am the enjoyer, and all those. So the physical identification the personality with this body, that is Annamaya. And again with the prana, similarly with the mana, and then Vijnana, ultimately Ananda. But these 5 koshas are not real. We can say this is conceptual koshas. To identify different level of understanding, it's just a meditation of Vedanta, that we meditate on these 5 koshas to discriminate the reality of Atma. So now, Panchakoshadi Yogena, the wording says Panchakoshadi Yogena, by the miscontact or misidentification with these 5 layers, 5 covers. Tad tanmayaha ivasthitaha. This is important. What is the problem with that is, when these 5 koshas are identified with Atma, tanmayaha ivasthitaha. The person identifies himself with each one of these koshas. He makes the personality with that. Mostly when we think, I am so and so, with the names and adjectives and qualifications, this is all connected to intellect and mind. In that level, actually the personality differs in intellectual level and mental level. Physically, people or all the animals, they have their growth. If you identify or not, it doesn't make any difference. The identification is there, it's okay. Otherwise also, the body grows. You see, when you sleep, for example, why Vedanta takes all this matter so seriously? People may think sometimes, why this is so serious? We have so many other issues more than this. Why Vedanta says you think about this? No, this is misidentification and all this. If that is the truth, why we are not feeling that? People may ask this. So in reality, what we are identifying with, that is our mind, that is our personality. Therefore, to understand all this, because when you change your mind, what you change? You change your thought process. You change your understanding. You learn something new, and the mind accepts it. And then you say, oh, this is what is real, so I am accepting it. So this makes the mind different from the previous mind. If people could not make this, they cannot bring new thoughts and change their mind, they cannot change their feelings and emotions. In one thought, you are suffering. In another thought, you may be enjoying. So the same thing can be described in different ways. So this is why Vedanta gives so much importance to this concept of this koshas and then personalities, no? Or all these identifications, these things, because we need to change all this. Then only change could happen. Otherwise, there is no chance. So the Panchakosha Tanmayaha. So Tanmaya means identical with the respective qualities of these 5 koshas. Okay, the definitions of 5 koshas we already have learned in Atmabodha. So you can remember that, refer that. Okay, we are not discussing this, and that is not discussed here as well. So Tattanmayaha. So identical and getting respective qualities, and the person feels when some thought comes as no, it brings joy, enjoyment. So he feels I am enjoying it. I am the enjoyer. Similarly, the another thought brings the sorrow, the pain. He thinks like that. So this should be discriminated, separated. So pancha tanmayaha ivasthitaha. Oh, Shuddhatma. Who is that? Who is that Atma? It says Shuddhatma, the pure self. Pure self. Immaculate, pure self. The purity, what is the purity? Now to understand this purity. The purity is not added from outside. Purity cannot be made from outside. What is pure? When we say pure milk. So what is the purity there? Milk as it is. Nothing added into that. When you add some water into that or tea dust into that, it is not pure milk. So the thing as it is called pure. Okay, this is the reality. So if you add something, then it is unpure, and you remove something, then also it is unpure. If you remove the fat from the milk, that is you remove for the healthy reasons you may remove. So that is not called pure milk, because you removed the fat from that. You removed certain elements from that. So if you remove something, it becomes unpure. If you add something, then also it becomes unpure. Then purity means the self as it is, unchangeable self. The energy, the consciousness, the reality, and it's always ever free. There is no change possible. So that Satchidananda is called pure. That is Shuddhatma. Now, how can we identify that Shuddhatma? That process is mentioned here. That meditation is mentioned here. So Shankaracharya says, you remove these 5 sheets, the qualities and qualifications and the functions of 5 sheets, Panchakoshas. Then what is left behind is Atma. Okay, so Shuddhatma, that is called Shuddhatma, immaculate self, the self as it is. So whatever we call pure, it means the object with the characters, the natural character which are there in that object is called pure. So this Shuddhatma Nila vastradi yogena spatiko yatha. Now, an instance for an example is given here. Just as spatika, the crystal, the clear crystal, that has no color as such. So when that crystal is kept on a cloth which has color, blue or red or any color, so the crystal seems to be colored by the cloth, by the contact of that cloth. So vastra, nila vastradi yogena, by the contact of blue cloth, the clear crystal seems to be that color. So this is how it happens. In reality, crystal cannot take any color. It's not possible because crystal has its own nature as colorless. It cannot take any color, but in touch with colored object, it seems to be colored. So it cannot be made, but it seems to be. So this is how it works. But from outside, when you see, if you take a photograph of that crystal, which is kept on a blue cloth, you will get the photograph as blue crystal. Okay, so how it happens? Because the reflection gets the color. It is reflected on that. The light goes through, passes through, and it gets the color of the blue cloth, because crystal can pass the light. So this is how it's there. Similarly, here the consciousness is so pure. It has no qualities, no color, no identification as such. Therefore, whatever in contact with that consciousness seems to be that. So the consciousness gets that quality. So when it is connected to mind, it gets that quality. So the character, the personality. So consciousness becomes that. Therefore, self never changes. You cannot change self. People say, I change myself. It's not possible. It's not true. You cannot change yourself. You can change your mind. You can change your thought process. So concentrate on this point, meditate on this point, how every day we are changing ourselves. Now the other point is there any growth in regard with Atma? There is any growth in the sense, any change, any positive change or any negative change? Nothing is possible. Now where the growths happen? The growth also happens with the physical body, or we can say the mental body, psychic body. In other terms, it cannot be described. There is no chance of growth. So this Acharyaji want to emphasize this point, that you just believe that my character, my nature or self is unchangeable. You don't try to change self. You try to change mind. You try to change, purify the mind and body. So this is an emphasis here. Okay? Vishuddhatma nila vastradi yogena spatiko yata. Now, when we identify with these qualities. We already know all these koshas. So how we can discriminate those koshas? When we meditate, we can take a step-by-step meditation process. So we sit in a comfortable position and close our eyes and sit straight and try to observe, try to see the body, visualize the body from tip to bottom to the tip, and like that you just visualize the body. The whole body should be scanned with the mind. Okay, so mind is scanning the body. So then see what is there in that. So this body has birth from the Shadvikaras. We already learned this. And ultimately it dies. This is decaying, and after that it dies. And before that, there are so many changes in the body. Now, when we scan this body with our intellect, when we visualize the body with intellect, that we can see the body is an object, obviously an object of Atma. It is not touched with Atma. Atma is untouched with the body. So the whole body is functioning with this connection. Okay, so when we visualize this, it takes little time because I cannot show everything in this class. So you should practice like sitting in one place and slowly visualize from the leg, starting from the tip of the leg and slowly growing up and to take up to the head. So this is the visualization. It is inside and outside. You can see inside the organs inside. So all the parts of the body and the whole body as one is visualized, then it becomes object. So this is you try to see the skeleton. We see the skeleton outside and study it. Now you see your own skeleton and study, visualize and study. It's so interesting. So you will be free of all the fears if you can see that, because that is actually what is there. It's this skeleton and all these parts inside. So it can be visualized. It's a good meditation. Annamaya kosha meditation. It's all connected to Annamaya. Now when you see the skeleton inside your body, you know this skeleton is made of calcium. It has calcium and carbon, all the ingredients in that. So you can see that. So now you only see the calcium in that, full of calcium, very developed form of calcium there. So then you can see your teeth, other inside object, things like that. So then there won't be any eye, ear, and all the skin outside is gone. Now you only see the skeleton inside. And with this, you will get vairagya and clarity of thought. And you can cure all the diseases. That is what our Rishi says. If you do this meditation, the body can cure all the diseases, because this science goes, whatever sign goes inside, it goes to cure it, because you are visualizing it. That is why I used the word scanning. It's a mental scanning. You are scanning the body with the mind. Okay, so this is Annamaya meditation. So you practice, you will yourself find a way to do that, because when you study in medicine and all other yoga, physiology, everywhere you study all this. But in that case, you are not using this for the purpose of meditation. Actually, these medical doctors, they can do very good meditation by this process if they can develop it. I thought some of my friends are doctors in North. So they did it and they said, Swamiji, after this meditation we practiced for some days, our whole understanding of body and analyzing the disease and everything changed. We could do the work very fast. That is what they said, their experience. And you can also experience that. If you do this, your understanding of the body will change. Because now you are not seeing body as an object, although you are trying to see others' disease and problems and like that, but you are not seeing yourself. So the self scanning, self analysis gives so much clarity to the mind, because there is no fear. Now you have taken your body as an object, completely as an object. Okay, so this is Annamaya meditation. I am revealing some of the secret because this is normally we now practice in our sannyasins, and they practice this. Every day there is a system to practice this. So if you practice this, you will get vairagyam. That's what they say. Because you see yourself, no, your body's identification is not there now. What is there? So it's everything made an object. Okay. So then comes Pranamaya. Similarly, after this, when you have seen all the skeleton with the inside organs, everything separated, it's very clear. Now you know what is the life there. So the prana, the vital air, vital energy is flowing throughout your body, flowing to the nadis, what we say. Those say they flow through all this body, and now you are seeing that vital energy as prana, because to visualize that you cannot visualize air, because air has no form. No. So what we should do, we can give some color in that. So normally we start from yellow, just a light yellow color. So we give light yellow color to the prana. So now the whole body prana is visualized, the air is visualized with light yellow color. It is the beginning. You can change the color according to the body's constitution, and we change the color. So it can be made a reddish color, and bluish color, and yellowish color. This is the three colors we normally use, but no white, no black. Okay, so this is the three color we use. So each color has its own effect, because some people like some colors. That there is some reason why people like certain colors. So their mind and body and prana is connected to that color. Some people like blue, light blue, some like only red, and their cloth and everything will be red. Their slippers, cloth, and ornaments, everything red, because they like red. And now people wear black color, but according to our shastra, black color is not good. So especially in our shastra, it is said women should not use black color. White is good. White color is good, but black should be avoided. Now the reason I know, people say black color, because if you wear for 1 week the same cloth, nobody will recognize the same cloth, because it doesn't show. No, it is like they're all the dirt. It cannot be seen as dirty. No, it's always it's there anyway. But according to our shastra, black color is not good for. Normally wearing black color is not good. It can be used for the other purpose, But because why the reason is, when we see it again and again, the reflection, the color reflection goes. Now people say black is not a color. It has no reflection, so there is no color. That theory is there. We accept that theory. That is right also. But it has some mental effect. The mental effect is the same thing. If you take the psychologically, if you take the same, because you are dirty, you know this cloth is like I washed last week. Now for 1 week this is not washed. You know it, but even then you are wearing as it is as fresh. But the people see, people cannot see. So there is something hiding. Something is missing there. The clarity is not there. It's a psychological problem. You know, it's because why we use black color? To cover something. Now the covering, where we want to cover something, the black color is used. So this is the one reason. There are so many other reasons. I am not going to those reasons, but now very obvious and very clear reason is this. So this is why our shastras say you don't use that, especially when the pregnant women, they should not even see black colors. That is what they say. Then somebody asked me this, because hair, Indian women's, their hair are black, so that is black. So why you are saying black color should not be wear? So this is not the reason, because the reason is something else, because the mind is connected to that. That's natural, whatever natural that we cannot avoid. So let it be. But the color has some effect. So now prana, pranamaya kosha, we can meditate with yellowish and bluish and reddish. Okay. So then the whole prana is flowing. This is a good meditation. It may take more than 1 hour if you do both these meditations. First Annamaya, then Pranamaya. Okay. So then comes Manomaya. Now you see, your mind is so subtle that we can even visualize your mind. The mind itself can visualize your mind. So this is the next step. There in the mind, when you try to visualize, we have to find an object, a beautiful object, selected object. So bring that object, or take any thought process, any thought you like to entertain. So you take a thought and bring it as an object. You are a maker of thought, seer of thought, knower of thought, and controller of thought. So this is the Manomaya kosha. There, when we select object, the object will have some qualities, some color or something will be there. So there is no need to add anything there. Okay, so you select an object what you can entertain in your mind for a long time. That's the point there, because it should stay with your mind. It can be, for example, it can be something what you love, you have a very, very longing for, and what you doesn't love, you want to remove from your mind. So bring that, because normally people are afraid to bring those objects which they don't like. But in this process, if you can bring those objects and analyze and make it an object, then you can, anytime you want to change that object, you can change. If mind is afraid of that object, it is carrying it, unknowingly carrying it, and it slowly goes to subconscious level. So that is very dangerous because it can come anytime. And if you meditate on that and bring it into conscious level, then it's easy to remove, because through conscious understanding, conscious objectification, you can remove the subconscious level of subconscious object. So this is both way it is possible, but people normally love to bring their loved object. So you can do that also. So that is Manomaya. So people ask why we should not bring God here, something like that. No, very good object. But in this process of meditation, we don't subscribe this. Why? The reason is God's form, you have no idea. You have only an information about God. Okay. So now, if at all you bring any form, it may not stay for a long time. I'm saying in the psychological point of that. If you can take that form is very good, but normally what happens, what mind naturally loves, it stays back there, and what mind knowingly brings, it doesn't stay there, it goes after some time. Therefore, in this process of meditation, if you can bring Krishna, Rama, or any Shiva, Devi, any god form, we have in Hinduism, there are so many gods form. So you can bring it, but it may not stay for a long time. Therefore, in Yoga Sutra, there is a sutra, Yatha Abhimadha Dhyanadva. The sutra says, for the practice of meditation, you take the object what you love so much. For the practice of meditation, you try to bring the object which you love so much. The reason is it will stay longer. Okay, so you know many good objects, many good, you have many reasons to bring other objects, but mind may not be loving it, so it will not carry it for a long time. You got the point, no? Therefore, it's said you tried in this practice to objective. Our object is, our purpose of this meditation is make the mind as an object. Okay. What is meditated on is not important here. That is secondary. After that, you can change when your mind gets so much of practice, and it stays on, and it can bring any object. You can do that. But in the beginning practice of this, we are trying to objectify the mind. So in this process, we can bring that also. Now another thing is the subject to the feelings. We have so many emotions. So when we start this meditation, some emotions may rise up. Some emotions may come up with love or something like that. So this can be made as an object, because emotion doesn't come without an object. Each emotion will carry an object, because the emotion is also connected to an object. Okay, so take it. So just freely doing it, there is no conditioning. Then comes the fourth stage of meditation of Vijnanamaya kosha. Now, Vijnanamaya kosha is little, it's in a deeper level. So how we can identify Vijnanamaya kosha separate from mind? So this is a technical thing. So for it, the deep sleep, we take the experience of deep sleep. The deep sleep, knowledge is dissolved. Okay, there is no knowledge in deep sleep. There is no awareness. And in waking state, it again arise up, come out, spread over. So now, which goes into that level in deep sleep and dissolved and comes up. So this knowledge with which we see object and understand those objects without emotion. Okay, the point is the separation of mind and intellect. We have this point. Intellect never goes with emotions. It only carries informations or the experiential knowledge. Okay. So therefore, when you come out of sleep, because in deep sleep there is no emotions, right? Deep sleep we don't feel any emotions. We forget sorrow, love, hatred, everything. So from that level, when it comes up to the waking state, again mind starts to work. It brings all the emotions. So the mind carries emotions, intellect doesn't carry emotions. So this is the discrimination, separation of intellect and mind. It is little deeper subject. Only psychologists can understand this. You have to study little psychology for this. So we have in Indian philosophy, we have Indian psychology, that is Patanjala Yoga Darshanam. So in Patanjala Yoga Darshanam is called the traditional Indian psychology. Okay, so in that Yoga Darshanam is very famous Yoga Darshanam of Patanjali. So I have taken this subject. It is there in YouTube. You can see in English, Hindi, Malayalam, Sanskritam, in all languages it is there. So Patanjala Yoga Darshanam. So in that, this is the difference. Now it's very difficult to understand how it works separately, but it works separately. That is for true. But how it works, this is how it works. Therefore, when mind is overpowered by intellect, the personality is stable. Okay, and intellect is neglected by feelings, emotions, then the personality is unstable. People go mad because of their emotional mind. By intellect, according to our Shastras, intellect never goes mad. It cannot be mad. It is always steady and still. So the madness comes because of emotional breakdowns. We don't say intellectual breakdown. No? Even in science, we don't say intellectual breakdowns. It is emotional breakdowns. So the emotion is connected to the mind. Now, if one can separate this both the functions of mind, the intellectual level and the mental level, then he can easily control emotions as well as his clarity of thought process. Because even you are in a situation where you are emotionally have so much of problems, you can use your intellect very strongly. So this is the development of of this meditation, because you know this function is in another level. This is my understanding. And in there are so many examples and our experiential understanding. We can see in many cases we start with the feelings, and then we control the intellect take over the control. The first we go with the feelings, emotions, and then intellect take over. And when intellect take over, the problem is solved. So this is how it happens. So this is Vijnanamaya kosha. Now the mind without emotions, steady, still, full of understanding, full of clarity. So that is called Vijnanamaya kosha. Try to make the personality connected to this Vijnanamaya kosha. So then the emotions will not take over. That's the benefit here. Now the last part is Anandamaya kosha. Anandamaya, we know, bliss state. So for this, how can we understand this bliss state? We have to take again the sound sleep, deep sleep experience. In deep sleep experience, there is no mind, no prana, no awareness of prana, body, and all those. But we experience the bliss there, and the deepest level of ego is there. That egoism, which is sleeping, takes the experience, and then after waking it says, I slept well. Okay, who slept well? I slept well. Who was this I? So this I is ahankara, egoism. So I slept most happily. So this asserting the ego. Without ego, you cannot say this. So you are saying this, it means you are feeling this, I slept well. So this I-ness is this Anandamaya kosha. Okay, now Anandamaya kosha, this is one aspect of that. And another aspect of Anandamaya kosha is the bliss itself. Bliss itself, wherever you feel the bliss. So bliss is the subtler level of happiness, enjoyment. When you remove the object from the enjoyment, the emotion from the enjoyment, what left after that is called bliss. Okay, now in simple word we can say relaxation. Now this is the only word we could find in English to place the word connected to bliss, the relaxation. Now you see what is relaxation. In relaxation there should not be any emotional hype. Okay, if there any emotional hype, you cannot say you are relaxed. You are laughing and laughing, so how can you be relaxed? So this is not relaxation. And you are crying, that's also not relaxation. And you are in any another emotional form, or you cannot say hurted, or you are angry, or you are in a sexual mood, or any other thing, in any other form, you cannot say you are relaxed. So in relaxation there is no other feelings. It means you are cool. So that coolness of mind is accepted as the form of bliss. I am saying the form of bliss because bliss, again, it is deeper level. It goes even deeper of this. But for the sake of understanding, we can say the relaxation is completely. Now, when after a emotional activity, it comes. So after an emotional activity is completed, you are relaxed. Even after angry, you did whatever you want to do, you did it, and now you are relaxed. So that it is just for a moment. Then the worries comes. When worries comes, again it goes. So in between, a relaxation is there. If you are hungry, you consumed the food, you took the food, now you are satisfied. For a moment, you are relaxed. There is no other feelings. Similarly, in each feelings, happiness and other feelings. So this is the form of Anandamaya. So remember Anandamaya as bliss and relaxation. Bliss is deeper level because it's very difficult to understand even, and the relaxation is little grosser level. So we can compare with and meditate on this. Now, how can you meditate? After you get angry, okay, after you get angry, sit for a few minutes. If you could sit in a chair a few minutes and think from where this anger comes, where it goes, and what is happening in my mind. So think over it. So then you will see that even in that stage, you were aware about what was happening. I'm saying the most dangerous emotion, angry, because anger is the most dangerous emotion. Even other emotions also sometimes dangerous, but this is considered as the most dangerous. So even in that, you are aware about that, how it comes, and after that what happens, and how it goes, and when it goes, everything you see, everything you understand. So this understanding is again a point of meditation, because how you understand that, you are separate from that, therefore you understand. You are separate from that, therefore you are aware about that. You are not become that. Okay, so similarly with all other emotions, even happiness, when you get happiness with an object, you laugh and you have so many reactions. Then after that, try to see what happened, how I reacted, how mind worked, how it came back, and the normal stage from a bottom, a normal stage, it went up, and now it had all the experiences and reactions, and now after that it's now cool, so you relaxed. So there's a relaxation with all these forms. Okay, this is how the Vedantic meditation goes. Now to practice all this, you see, if you want to practice the Panchakosha meditation, it takes so much time, and it's so real. It has no imagination, nothing. You are seeing the reality. You are trying to understand the function of mind with this reality, function of prana, and the manifestation of physical body with its own reality. So everywhere you can see, you are the seer. You are the objective. You are objectifying the situation there. So then you can say that you are separate from that. That is why it is said it cannot be identified. Atma cannot be identified with these emotions. Atma is always separate. Okay, so now we take the next sloka, 16th sloka. It's also discussing the same. Vapustushadibhik koshe yuktam yuktyaavaghatataha atmanamantaram shuddham vivicyatandulam yatha. So with another example. So negation of non-Atma. So how to negate non-Atma? What is not Atma? The unfoldment of Atma, we can say. Now we were discussing about the Panchakoshas as 5 covers of Atma. Grosser and from grosser level to the subtlest level. So the unfoldment of Atma. Now vapustushadibhik koshaihi yuktam yukti avaghadata. How can you do this? This is not a physical process. This is a mental process. Yukti avaghadataha. By logical thinking, applying manana, what we call as logical thinking. By reason you can do this. So yukti avaghadataha. So Atma is endowed with all these covers. Now by logic, by reasoning, we negate one by one. So how vapustushadibhihi? You know, this rice grain, paddy, has the cover with husk, what we call as husk. You understand, I think, what is husk is. Husk, husk. So rice grain has the cover as husk. To remove that husk from rice grain, what we do? We do avaghadataha. Avaghadata. Shilling off. The process of shilling off is called avaghata. The shell is there, that as the husk. So shelling off is called avaghata. Now here we are using reasons as shelling off. So Atma is covered with all these panchakoshas. We are using reasons, logic, to remove it, remove the panchakoshas, the covers, and experience the self. The vapustushadibhihi koshaihi yuktam yukti avaghadata. This is the stage of meditation and manana. Okay, so manana also has the meditation there, and in the level of meditation, the concentration also has the reasoning. So the both goes together. So it is logical thinking. Vapustushadibhihi koshaihi yuktam yukti avaghadata. Atmanam antaram shuddham vivicyat. How you separate? One should separate Atma, Shuddham Atma, the immaculate, pure Atma. Separate that as tandulam yatha. How you separate rice from the husk. Now husk is the cover of rice. So you separate that by the process of shelling off to this level. This is unfolding of that. So unfoldment of Atma. So Atmanam antaram kritva. Atmanam antaram. Antaram means within. So like the rice is within that husk. It is folded, covered. So unfold it, make it separate. Atmanam antaram shuddham vivichyat tantulam yatha. So this is the ultimate type of meditation, ultimate level of meditation, that we sit and meditate and separate ourselves from this koshas. As we just now discussed, the first step of Sthula Sharira, try to see all the elements in the body and ultimately the skeleton and all those. Okay, from there to the second level of prana, and third level of mind, and fourth level of vijnana, then the fifth level as bliss or relaxation. So all these 5 levels, when you remove all these 5, then the antaram, in the deepest level of ourself, we experience the existence of Atma. So then there is no personality. Now the personality is dissolved. If who is there, who is ready to dissolve their personality, only they can follow Vedanta. Otherwise, people will be afraid of Vedanta. Why? Because they want to keep their personality. And here we have to remove the personality. If you are ready to remove your personality, you are ready to change. It is not changing. I don't say it is changing. It's just dissolving. You are dissolving your personality. Therefore, no, the Vedantins, they don't care for personalities, because they know anytime they can change the personality, because this if they want show you something else, they will show you that way. So then we don't have a certain personalities. We can change the personality anytime. Then people say this person is not good because he is changing his personality, hairstyle, and clothes and things every time. So they don't follow you, because they want a steady personality. So this is not that that is a disease, because they are always changing. But this is not. This is knowingly they are doing it. And when we change our personality in this way, the identification changes. So we don't care for any personality. If somebody respect us, it's okay. If somebody is not respecting, that's okay. That's also okay. If somebody is loving, that's okay. Otherwise, it's also okay. Because if somebody is not respecting you, you feel that my personality is hurted. That person is not accepting me, accepting my personality. So there is a clash, there is a conflict. So this will not come, because you don't care for your personalities. So if this can be taken, then it will happen. The unfoldment will happen. If you give so much care, so much importance to your personality always, how can you go in the deeper level? Because Atma has no personality. It is impersonal, all pervading. Impersonally all pervading. You don't think that you are all pervading. No, your person is not all pervading. Impersonally you are all pervading. So therefore we have to change. There is no other way. Okay, like the actors in cinema and drama and all this, they change their dresses, they change their hairstyle, they change their body, for different makeup and different actings, because they give so much importance to that acting, because they earn money from that, their life is that. So they change everything. So they don't care for a personality, because they can change any time, they can change any form they want. But we can't. We can't even change our hairstyle. We cannot change our clothing. We cannot change nothing. You have to keep everything. I put all so much of decoration and things like that. So this is because we want to keep our personalities. The people ask why you are not using this, why you are not using that. So we will ask, because they identify yourself with all this. So because the last days I was wearing the glass, last class I could not wear it. It was some reason. So people ask why you are wearing the glasses, now you are not wearing it. What is the reason? I said I am trying because I can see without wearing it sometimes. Sometimes I can't. So this is so you see they because they are seeing with glasses. Without glasses, they say, "Oh, something happened to Swamiji. Why he changed glasses?" So it's like that. It's so much identification with outside objects. So it should not happen. That is why it says, Atmanam antaram shuddham vivichyat. Now you see how beautifully, simply Shankaracharya is saying this. It means he has this experience, he is thorough about this, he has no doubt about this point. Atmanam antaram shuddham vivichyat tandulam yatha. Now, how long you should practice this? People ask. This practice going to be for how long? Then it is said, until you realize this. There is no time bound. You cannot say in 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. No, we can't say that. Until you remove these covers and experience the Atma, keep this sadhana continuous. It is a prolonged sadhana. There is no end to it. No, as if I take the same example, if you want to remove the husk from the rice, we have so many processes. So how we are going to remove it is important. If you are using machines, you can remove it quickly. But even then, it takes some time. If you are removing with hands, no, with your nails, slowly removing little, it may take longer time. So there are so many ways to remove the husk from the rice. Separate both. But if you go for machines, you are not directly doing it. You are indirectly doing it. If you are doing directly, means you are removing with hands, with nails, slowly, you are directly doing. So you have so much involvement in that. So you are meditating on that, how you are removing. You need so much concentration. Now a study came. Our Guruji used to say this. Last week only I studied in a newspaper or some magazine. It is said that when you write things on notebooks, nowadays people are typing on mobiles, computers, and compare to typing and writing, with the pens. When you write things by hand, it stays longer in your mind. So they say for a good memory, for the clarity, you should write down everything, not typing, because typing needs only less concentration. So this is a study, because in our gurus they were saying this is not good for sadhaka. Sadhaka should write notes by hands, because when you write with hands, the hand is also working, the mind is also working. So there is the time the time gap, it gives some special concentration there. And in typing, you type A, immediately it comes. It's only a touch. It needs lesser time, and mind has no connection with that. So A, B, C, immediately you type everything. So after that, it goes automatically. You only remember, and the typing will happen there. So compared to this, they say now the children should be trained to write, not in their books, because it is very good for concentration and remember the things, the notes you write. No, so therefore I also do the same thing before class or when I prepare class. Even today I write, because we are used to that. Even we could store it in mobile or in tab or anything, but it's I don't feel good, because we are used to write notes. Even for small lectures I prepare some notes, because after notes preparing there is no need to see the notes, because you know what you wrote, you remember it. But when you type it, you will not remember it. This difference you can see, and it is now proved. We were saying this, but now scientifically they studied and proved it. This is very good if you can write. And therefore, when we practice writing, very slowly we write, because the slow motion gives concentration. It takes more time and prepare mind to grasp that, take the picture of that. So this is the reason. I remember, if sometimes even 20 years, 25 years before, what note I wrote, even today I remember. Maybe last month, in our class, in our ashram, somebody asked something. Some of our students, they asked, how you remember all this, because when I say in 1998 I was studying this, and then saw our Guruji said something and I wrote this and it was wrong and everything. So he asked how is possible, because it's a long time. Then I said, because I wrote not, I remember in which page I wrote. So if that book is there, I can show it in that book. In this book I wrote this. So because there was so much concentration in between class, we were preparing notes and then rewriting it, so there was so much process behind it. So the questions I asked, the answer I got, and the notes I made, and what point I missed, which class I missed, till today I remember it. So because there's so much involved in all Brahma Sutra class, I remember it was 4 years. No, it took almost 4 years. Only 6 days class I missed. 6 days in 4 years, because of some reason I could not attend. And in between, sometimes half an hour, 1 hour, like that. But why? Because we were making everyday notes. After class, we make notes and clarify our thoughts. And next day we ask, if any doubt and any clarification. So this process makes the clarity there. This is a tapasya. This is a meditation. Nowadays, people doesn't care for this. Even though they make notes, they don't rewrite it, and they don't even see the notes. So we should see the previous notes for next class. That is a preparation. We are all you are learned and educated. You know everything this. But I'm saying this study shows the reality now how mind works. So we are not going by mind. We are trying to take some shortcuts. These shortcuts makes the problem. Now the original ability of mind, if mind loses that, it cannot make it, because there is no chance to make it. So each level of application of mind, we should follow that, because in childhood the application of mind is something different. In that childhood, the child should learn that, and after that slowly changing this. So by this I think the time is over. Today there was no disturbance. That's good. Okay. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow in India we have a wonderful festival called Holi, the festival of colors. So I am in Rishikesh now. So festival of color, it's very open. No, it's a very lovely celebration. So tomorrow it starts, and day after tomorrow is the main festival. So people play with colors and on water, going out the street, and they do anything they want, they can do. Everything is open. So they all dance. No, they dance with others, and there no enmity, no quarrel, nothing. So they whatever they want, they do. This is a wonderful thing in India. So that is tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So you can also play Holi, and even I can see how it is played. So it's very good. Like we said, no, that Anandamaya kosha. It's a relaxing process. Actually, when the season changes, there are so many tensions and so many problems built in the mind, suppressed emotions. So they bring all these suppressed emotions out. So they play, and in Vrindavan is very famous. In Vrindavan is not 2 days. In Vrindavan is 1 month holy. No, I was there in last week. So you cannot go out. If you go to temple, you will be no color. They spray color and all those things. So it is 1 month holy there. So they celebrate. They are very lovely people. They just play. They don't care, and they call. They can do anything, and then say, "Are holy? This is holy. You don't worry." So they say anything, any word or any. Sometimes there is no respect, and it is also said, without respect in holy days, it means there is no respect showing, or no protocol followed, nothing. So normally when swamis go to temples, they don't throw all this, they don't disturb swamijis, they give way, and no, they respect swamijis. But in these days, if you go, no, there is no guarantee. They will throw water and color and everything. So therefore, we don't normally go there. So it's very nice. So happy go holy to all.
Same
So
to you,
I can
Swamiji,
take
and
one
me.
question. Some hand raise.
Same to,
Somebody is
yeah,
raising the hand.
yeah.
Hello.
Same to you,
Yes,
Swamiji.
please
Happy
ask.
Holi, and we wish you were with us to
Hari
celebrate.
Om.
Yeah,
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji. I have a question. Swamiji, in this discussion or last discussion, we mentioned that avidya has no beginning and avidya has no end. So I understand that there is no beginning, but I don't understand then why there is no end, because when we get that jnanam, automatically that avidya is.
Yes, that's you are correct. When we say there is no beginning, no end, it is if there is no jnanam. When jnanam comes, it ends, because jnanam is the opposite of ajnanam.
So there is an
Like
end.
the light comes, then there is no darkness. If there is no light, then the darkness will continue. That is why it is endless.
And one more question regarding the color you mentioned about black. It's not really recommended, but as a religious practice for Shabrimala, we use this black. Any specific reason?
Yeah. So that is the reason, because in Shabrimala, people they were going through the forest. In the forest, when you go to forest, the same thing. The reason is the same, because you don't you cannot wash, you cannot take care of the cloth and all these things. So they were using that, and that's the symbol of ajnanam. This is a cover. So by that reason they were using. Only the reason we can say. But according to the Shastra, the black color is used for certain religious practices. Some yaga, something, in some places they keep this color. And for some Rashi, like Shani Rashi and all those, they use this special color. But normally, it is clearly said there is the black color is not good for that. In some special pujas they use.
Swamiji, there is a question asked in the last class
Yeah.
about japa and meditation. So Swamiji said you have already mentioned that was how you ended that session. So she had asked again, Pranam Swamiji, one question from the last session about japa and meditation and Vedanta meditation.
So today I have discussed this 5 koshas meditation shortly, and now what the other point is japa meditation.
Japa.
Japa
meditation.
Japa meditation. Japa is used for concentration, because when you repeat the same mantra again and again, mind is repeating it and making the thoughts one after another, the similar thoughts. So before going for meditation, one can practice this japa, do japa for half an hour or 40 minutes, then meditation, if he can do the meditation, that is good, because then mind is tranquilized. It's a process, like tranquilizing the process. So that is the japa. And similarly, when you do meditation without japa for some times, if again mind is going out, then again you can start japa. The japa can bring back mind for meditation. So we can say japa meditation is a preparation for the real meditation. So by concentrating on an object, slowly we remove the object, because object is a support for meditation, but we have to do the meditation without object. So with the form and without form. So therefore, for beginners, japa meditation is necessary, and then slowly they can change the japa meditation into ajapa meditation without japa. So practice japa as much as you can, and then do meditation. Try to do meditation without japa also. So you can understand the difference, both the differences. So this is concentration. We called dharana and dhyana. Concentration and meditation. Dharana is concentration and dhyanam is meditation. So this is the difference. So japa is concentration, in concentration level. You are trying to concentrate, tranquilize the mind. And then the second level is meditation. So your mind is concentrated. Now you are comfortable and confident for meditation. So mind gets its own confidence for meditation. Then it easily stays there. Okay. So this is the difference you can see. And today we have discussed this Panchakosha meditation. Actually, this is Vedantic meditation, little deeper level. But you can try to do the first one, Annamaya kosha meditation. By that, you can slowly improve that. And whenever we sit for meditation, first regularize the what you say, the inhaling and exhale, to do some pranayama, because that is very useful for meditation. So long inhaling and exhaling. So this is very good. At least for 10 to 20 times you can do this inhaling and exhaling, long inhaling, long exhale. So that is very useful for meditation. And similarly, when you sit for meditation, try to make the body steady. Steady in the sense, no movements, nothing. If you are doing japa, that's okay. Other than that, no movements should be there. So without movement, make the body steady and do this inhaling and exhaling for 10 to 20 times. Then try to concentrate, because when you do longer inhaling and exhaling, automatically minds get concentrated, because this is it's a very simple process that you can get the concentration. Okay. Yeah, we will later also we will discuss some of these points. You can just practice all this, and then you ask some doubts, questions if you have. So then it would be good for me to answer in that level, so I can understand what you are practicing, and what you understand from my words. Okay. Thank you. Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari